best in this here rap game. For those that claim to be the best, I tear them out the frame. I'm representing, putting Queens on the map. Devil Springs with some baggy jeans when I rap. Come up with the style that they call versatile. But treat me like no lame, I've been in this game for a while. I seen a lot to come, I seen a lot to go. I seen a lot to break, I seen a lot to blow. Yo, it's a trip to see and fella slip. Get a grip, get a grip, get a. You don't even know the half on my crew to be talking what you talking and to act like you do. Yo, say, you tried to cross the line and hit the border. LB fam start attacking, someone's acting out of order. Put on your leather gloves and hats and get your pits and bats. And get the gats just in case we take it to the stacks. The Jeeps, the Lexus, the Beamers and the Benz. And all of my ladies and my men. And all of my people in the pen. My man, keep your head up into the hood.
It's a video.
Oh, it is? Oh, coming to a show near you. Wait, no, what is it? Stadium near you? Coming to a city near you. Freestyle.
Period.
Stop playing.
Recognize what you frontin' for.
I tried to do this thing called being outside yesterday. It wasn't working. I'm not an outside person, but we here because I'm getting interviewed by the Amaya co-art, Lil Cooch World.
And I'm here speaking with Herb, like the Herb.
You know what I'm saying? Herb, you know, Herb, you know,
so
the
who is Herb? Who are you?
Okay.
What do you do?
So, for y'all that don't know, my name is Irvin Washington. Named after my pa. Well, that had nothing to do with anything. But so, Herb is a nickname that I got from skating. When I used to go to the skate park all the time, every time I used to do tricks or whatever, take pictures, you know, they used to be like, yeah, and I'm like, they're kind of catchy. Like, so even when I pull up to the park, yeah. So eventually I was like, I'm going with that. If you don't know, me and Amaya, that's gang for real. We both went to Xavier, so she's seen me all over the place. But the thing that like really got the name flowing for me is like, it's like, who is Irv? Someone think of Irv, yeah, Irv. What is it? Skateboard photography. I started off, I took that intro to photography class and we had to do this project. It was like the second one. We had to do the portraits and I did Jared Sorrell's. I think that's his name. I pray that's how you pronounce his name, but he did this series called like Skaters with like Sao Paulo, like Brazil or something like that. And I had some homies that skated and I was like, okay, this is dope. This one I was like starting to get into my skater. You know, I had a cruiser, you know, I'm starting to dress kind of like a skater. I'm like feeling cool, listening to like, I don't know, like Lil Uzi Vert.
Period, okay.
So I'm like, okay, this is cool. I did the project and I really was like, this is like cool, like shooting these guys. So from there, it was just a matter of me meeting people. I was constantly bringing my, like, I think every time I went to the park I had that camera on me. Like, and I didn't even know what I was doing for the most part. Like, it took me just, like, I read a lot of Thrasher magazines. I'm reading a lot of different magazines, like Great Skate, they're a magazine based out of Europe, Skate Magazine, Free Skate Mag, just looking at how these guys were, like, setting up their pictures. Like, how are these guys getting these shots that I'm, like, trying to, like, you know, recreate myself? Because we all know that, like, I mean, we both took professional near. She can only help what she knows. So she knows, like, composition and all that, but she's not a skate photographer. So she was only able to got, which shout out to her, by the way. She helped me. She knows she go there. But she kind of helped, you know, she was like my safety net in a way in terms of like composition, like what works. So from her guidance to just me, like I said, always out there looking at these mags, watching YouTube videos. But like the main thing was just me being out there. The big thing that I like learned first was like get where they're coming from and where they're landing. Because you want to see, you know, that's like something that like a good skate photographer is going to be able to pick up on, a good skater. But like if I just took a shot and then showed it to anyone, most people are gonna be like, oh, that's fire. So that's why like you see a lot of people, I'm not dissing my other photographers out there, but you might see a guy go to the skate park and they're like, oh, I want to shoot skaters. And you'll see these crazy ass pictures of them like this in the air. Like, and it's like, what are they doing? What's going on here? That's because you have to have that, you kind of have to develop an eye for it. And it was easier for me because I skated. I couldn't do all the tricks, of course, we getting there. That's work in progress. But I was able to, you know, I was able to talk the lingo, know what was happening, what were they about to do, you you can front side, back side, they're able to talk that. And then for them, like, that made them more comfortable as well, allowing me to shoot them because it's like, all right, this is a guy I've always seen skate, he's always speaking. So just kind of building that relationship up too is an important thing. And that's what like anything in photography, you want to have that relationship. So they're more willing to like, I guess, invite you. Most of this, like for the first 2 to 3 years, it was just me shooting. Like I wasn't really getting paid for it. Like I'm buying memory cards. I'm burning. Like a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you like charge? And it's like I'm at that point now. I feel, but like before that, it's like I know what I was doing, and I'm the type of person where it's like if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna put my best foot forward.
What makes you feel confident to charge you for now?
Oh, because I'm him. Check the stats. I'm sorry, but check the stats. Easy. Nah, I will say like
what made you feel more confident?
I would say like the first thing that really was like I could do this. There was I think it was Go Skate Day, like 2000. It was an event. I would say it was an event at the skate park. I don't know which one, but you can actually maybe go find a picture. The owner of Humidity, Philly. That's what he go by, Phil. His Instagram is Wavy Trail Baby. But I was out there with my camera. I believe it was Go Skate Day. Don't quote me on that, but I was out there with the camera doing what I do, just shooting. And I uploaded my images, and the owner of the shop DM'd me and was like, yo, this picture is dope. Like, can you send me this? Like, I love it. And he posted on this page. It had like 2,000 likes. And there was other photographers out there. I was known, and there was guys that was shooting the same angle as me, who just liked my picture. So I think that was the first thing where I was like, yo. And I think that was kind of like, that also was like the start of like me kind of skyrocketing the whole Irvin thing too, because that was like when I was going to the mysterious name, and I'm like, people can't pronounce this. It's like, I'm like, what's something that'll like stick? What's something that can flow off the tongue where people would just be like, yeah, that's Irv, So most of the time people be like, that's Irv, or like I said, they're like, yeah, Irv, like just say it like that. But that was the thing that made me be like, I could really do that. And then from there, like they used to hit me up. I sent them some of my photographs I took for their blog. It was just little stuff with like guys that were like in the thing. I even messed around with like skate filming, like in terms of like videography, which is that's like a whole different category of like money and skill and experience that I want to get to eventually, but I know like the camera is photography is the thing that I'm like, let me stick to my guns. The one thing about me, I would jump all over the place. I mean, you might have seen the
I wanted to talk about that. Like, you talk about photography right now, but you also do like fashion, design stuff. You do like books and prints. I do.
I'm the type of artist where I'm like, my thing ever since I like transferred to art, because I didn't know, I was a computer science major when I got to Xavier.
Really?
Great people, worst decision I've did in my life. Like, so how I got to that, I was going to go to Nicholls State. I was going to be marine bio major, graphic design minor. Crazy combination, I know, but that was like the two things I really wanted to do. I wanted to be like, you ever see River Monsters? Long story short, I ended up at Xavier, did computer science my freshman year. It was cool. Like, the reason why I did it, I was like, that's the closest thing to graphic design. Yeah. In my head, I'm like, designing like apps and software and like video games and stuff like that. Like, that's a thought process in my head, but like, we weren't doing none of that. So made the change over. I went over there. I was like, this is what I want to do. I don't know how I'm gonna make money. I don't really care. But like my mom's biggest thing was like, do what makes you happy. But shout out to her, because typically parents are just like, you need to go where there's money and all of this stuff. So she was just like, you will be doing it for the rest of your life. So make sure you do something that you enjoy. And that's how I ended up in art.
Like as an art major at Xavier, like where was your head at, and where did you see like yourself moving in the future?
Oh my gosh, it was.
Because like of course I was art major too, and it's like Xavier's predominantly science majors, and they be questioning you all the time about like what you about to do. But like, where was your head at that time to stay like confident in your passion?
Well, when I first got over there, like I know I just didn't want to do computer science. I was like, and like for a long time, I used to tell people in high school, like high school, because like I want to go to school for art. I want to go to school for art, but at my school, it wasn't a thing that was really pushed. Because not even on something like they didn't encourage it. I feel like a lot of them just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? They know like science and like political science, like lawyers, stuff like that, which is fine. You can't talk on something that you don't know anything about. But that kind of like, it's like, what, I'm gonna do marine bio. Like I'm gonna do something.
Because it kind of push you in the box.
Yeah, and didn't really have any art classes for like they may have one or two, but it wasn't nothing like crazy. So it did kind of like change my mind, and like I didn't, but I just know when I made the change to an art major, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing over here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know there's a ton of options, so I'm gonna just go with the flow and figure it out. Like when I first got over there, I know like my main thing was like I want to do graphic design, like I want to design like logos and stuff for clothes, stuff like that. But once I started getting on classes, I was like, oh, this shit fire. Like all this is fire. Like printmaking, sculpting, like I didn't even know what printmaking was. And I took it and I'm like, this shit is raw. Like all this is cool. Like, and then from there, that just kind of like skyrocketed me into this like thing. I think that was the question. How do I get into doing all that stuff? Wasn't it there? See, and that's because that ties in. Taking all them classes at Xavier exposed me to so many different mediums, which is I think is a very like big pro of that art department. How the professors are just so willing to expose you to everything and like let you try damn near anything.
Exactly.
And I think that from there, that's what made me like want to do so many things. And I think because people are so simple, like quick to just box themselves in because they feel like society, like, oh, if I'm a fashion designer, I can do this fashion. I can't do nothing else. I'm like, no, my thing is going to be like, I want to do it all. I literally want to be like a jack. I used to tell my friends, I want to be a jack of all trades, master of all. Like, not even like, what is it, jack of all trades, master of none? No, I was going to be a master of all. Like, I was like, I want to get cold at painting. I want to be cold at like photography, filming. Like, I don't even know how to design clothes, but it's like, I'll paint on them then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just kind of like, I feel like that's an important thing to have though, because that's what allows you to really understand yourself, not only as a person, but as an artist. For a long time, I've dealt with people kind of trying to like, even like you said, like your country, like people don't even know that. Like people don't even know to be out here in the jungle with a spear, you know, spear fishing and all. I don't really do all that, but you know, I do be, you know, I be on my country stuff and be fishing. If y'all check my grandma, y'all can go see some of the catches I done made. But anyways, I think that was like a main thing. People always, you know, for a long time, I don't want to say victim, but like I was this person that always had people like trying to assume A, B, and C about me or like box me in, kind of trying to fight that whole standard of, or like maybe stereotype, I don't know what the right word is, of people like, you know, embracing themselves, like be yourself. Like, I mean, a lot of the guys that I even hang out with, you know, skaters, you know, some of the artists, like everyone is like themselves. And I think being around those guys that like dress the way they want to dress, do the things they want to do, kind of like also like push me to like do that more. Like a lot of these guys, a lot of these artists, you know, I mean, I even see a lot of artists in Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf, shout out Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf is one of the like hubs that kind of like help me be myself, you know, way more, because I've seen all these black artists come here. They dressing how they want to dress. They got the paint on the clothes. They, you know, they themselves, and I'm like, this is cool. Like these guys are like, cool.
Being yourself is cool.
It's cool. Instead of like being somebody you're not, because at the end of the day, that thought in your head is always going to be there. Like, why am I doing this? I don't know why I'm doing this, but you know, I see everyone else doing this, so it must be the right thing to do. And plus, being a follower, man, it's lame. I've seen a lot of my friends, just acquaintances, get into like very stupid situations from being a follower.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to follow. I mean, sometimes it might be a little bit harder to not be a follower, but it'd be worth it in the long run.
Recently, like a couple of weeks ago, you were showing your work at White Loom Night, which is huge, and you showed it often multiple times too. So I wanted to ask like how that journey was, like transitioning to like an artist who just graduated from college, and now you're showing your work at like museums.
Man,
how does that feel?
Yeah, it's still crazy. You know, like I'm talking to y'all talking about. I mean, she know me. Y'all don't know me. That's yeah. What's next? I really don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. Like, it's one of those things where for me, you don't know what even tomorrow brings. It's like I can't get a crystal ball and look at this ball and hope like what's gonna happen tomorrow. I feel like what's the fun in that anyways? Like, you know, the world's full of surprises.
Right.
I don't know, like you already know, just based on like when we talking and stuff, I'm all over the place. I've been doing the Polaroids, I've been doing canvas stuff now. I'd even been dabbling like with spray cans and stuff, trying to learn color. I found a way that seems fun to me to mess around with color. That does not mean I'm out here being a vandal. Before you people try and come at me, don't come at me now. I'm not over here spraying walls. But yeah, I'm just still learning as much as I can, taking it day by day. I think the most important thing for me is just staying true to myself and what I want to do in this journey we call life, and just make sure whatever I do is authentic and I don't mess over people. Treat people right, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all make mistakes, but ultimately, it's all about just doing the right thing and remaining humble, I guess. On some, I don't know, J. Cole stuff.
I want to talk about your Polaroids because you just like pretty recently started doing that, or been showing it. So, what do you like about the Polaroids? What got you into the Polaroids other than just digital photography?
So like, I already was doing stuff with the film camera, as you know, like we both was out there with the film camera, shooting black and white. But one thing I started to like understand about myself with film, the process of developing. I'm impatient. That's my issue though. That's a problem of mine. I will admit that. And Professor Leary gonna probably throw me through the glass for saying that. But she probably knew me. She know I'll probably be impatient at times. But there's some great things that you can do with that film camera, and I still love shooting film. I just know that the process is just something that really was like, all right, I don't know if I have the patience to always do, this chemical thing and missing and shooting tons and tons of roll. Like it's a draining process. You definitely have to like really, really love it. And for me, I think I love digital more, like way more than film. But that's how I kind of transitioned to Polaroids, because Polaroids are film in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's a one shot, one time opportunity. Once it prints, it's prints. Like, you kind of still got to take care of your film, paper, and like similar thing, but not as tedious or not as like delicate, I feel. And that's how I kind of got into it. Plus, I really love the look. It reminds me of like the old school, like, Polo Silk. I saw that Polo Silk exhibition. And that kind of also piqued my interest in terms of like, what could I do with this Polaroid camera? And it started off with me wanting to document fashion with it. I was like, I really want to start bringing this thing to fashion shows and shooting these different clothes and outfits with this Polaroid camera. But from there, it kind of got into like bringing it to skate parks. Like when I did the Red Bull thing, like I bought the Polaroid camera, and these guys were like, "You have a Polaroid camera here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It was like, it's freaking awesome. Like that's sick. Like I've never seen that before. But I think you really get to understand. Polaroids allow you to really kind of get an understanding of the subject without even being there. Yeah, I don't know. It's a certain energy. It's something about them I just really, really love. But they're expensive, but I think it's worth. I don't even make money off it. I'm keeping them. If you want a Polaroid from me, you have to pay, because I spend $80. I spend $80 for like a 40 box every time. But I don't know. It's something about them that keeps me doing them. I just love the look. I love the feel. Like it's satisfying when it's like, I hope this comes out good. And once they develop, it's just such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling.
What advice would you give to someone coming underneath you who is interested in art but maybe like a little hesitant, like not sure about their journey?
Just fucking do it. Like, you literally just have to do it. Like you can. The one thing I learned, and like from talking to just a lot of other artists and people who were in my shoes at one point, you can have a million conversations with your people, with your friends and cousins, and they can all give you the same answer, different answers, whatever the case may be. But ultimately, you have to do it. You just literally have to do it, like, because you can't let them make the decision for you. I mean, they can tell you if it's a stupid idea, a dumb idea, and sometimes that might be the case. But sometimes you have to try it and see. I mean, if it doesn't work, you can move on to the next thing. Sometimes it's okay to fail. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people are so scared of failing, and like, being this like, damn, I messed up. I knew I shouldn't have did, but it's okay sometimes. Like, if you're interested at trying a new medium, or even like you say, getting into art or poetry, whatever the case may be, you don't know what you would like until you do it. So instead of asking a million people, "You think I should do it? You think I should do it?"
Yeah,
just do it. Just do it.
Anything coming up that you know about? Plug yourself.
I do have. I have the show up at the Contemporary Arts Center up till October 9th, October 8th, one of those two. That'll be up though, all the way into October. Free on Sundays at the Contemporary Arts Center for the Louisiana residents. I believe it's Louisiana residents. Come through, check it out. If you see me, I might be at work, I might not be, but if you do, you'll be like, "I seen you from the interview." Say what's up. We can have a conversation. I can even give you a rundown of the art. I'm always skating around. If you ever see me out and about, and you see me from Amaya stuff, say what's up. I can let her know, "Yo, guess what, Amaya? Guess somebody ran into me from your blog, from your interview, because you really the GOAT." I do have something coming up at the Ogden in like a few months, like a month or two, but it only be up for like a week. It's like one of those like gala auction, private things. They only have stuff up for a week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this is worth it. I enjoy myself. I just like talking, especially to good people. Amaya's good people, y'all. And one thing about her, and I'm gonna leave it on this: don't let her fool you. This motherfucker can draw her ass off. Cause I remember we was in drawing too. This motherfucker used to come. Like she wouldn't even be late.